do you have any tips to improve note recognition? I have a very solid technique, strong rhythm as well, but it takes me so long to learn music, says Pablo Bear, despite being able to take on hard stuff. Yeah, that's a sight reading question. So the more you increase your sight reading skill, the faster you learn the pieces, because note recognition is what you call note recognition is, yeah, basically déchiffrer en français. In French we say déchiffrer, to like decode what's here and how does that translate to the piano. So the best thing to do is work on sight reading, and the way I would suggest doing that is to learn and read pieces that are much easier than your level. So you can tackle the hard stuff, and that takes a long time, but learn a good 10, 16, 20 pages of music that is a good 2 levels easier than yours, if not 3. Does that make sense? So, you could look at this, if you're in, playing a level, let's say you're level 6-ish, you play pieces like that. We can go on, level 6 pieces. Maybe you take a book like this one, RCM piano level 4, which is just more like a level 3 actually, to be honest. And you just go through it and learn half the book, if not the whole thing. That, as well as just different categories of sight reading. We could break that into 2 different categories. Things that you just play once, maybe 2 or 3 times, like little lines. Those are typically very boring, but you just do them. You read the notes, to your best. In that case, sight reading, literally reading something for the first time. The other category of sight reading is it's not really sight reading, but it's really increasing your reading skill and your sight reading skill, is to learn pieces that take you maybe a week to learn, maybe a month at the very most. Just very simple things. You can go in the Technic is Fun books or any method book, RCM Celebration Series, or whatever. It doesn't matter. It could be anything, just some piece that you like that's several levels easier than your level, and you can learn that in, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks. And then just do that all the time, regularly, always. So you're always learning stuff. You're just learning things that are not only at your level. That's how I would recommend you increase your sight reading skills, so you can learn things faster. You pick up a new piece, whatever it is, and you're already able to play it in a way, play a lot of it. And I think the more you do that, you'll surprise yourself year after year after year. You start to pick up a Mozart sonata, and it's like, hey, I can literally play through, big chunks of this sonata, and I've never played it before. And then that will eventually bleed on to more complex music as well. So that's something to do to increase your sight reading skill. Also, more info about the note recognition question. The hardest music I know is Bach Inventions and Chopin Preludes. Sounds like you're level 5, 6. So that's it. So you should look at really simple stuff, like the ones I showed you, that you would find, for example, in this book. I'm just pulling it out because, there's so much stuff there. The little Beethoven German dance. The other thing that helps your note recognition as well, let's talk about that. There's one more thing that will also improve your note recognition. It's your theory skills. So eventually you learn to see not, 7 notes random that are there randomly, but a chord, oh, it's an A flat major chord or whatever, That's it. So you would look at this, and you would see this not as just, okay, there's an E flat, I have to remember E flat. Oh, there's a B flat, I have to remember that. Oh, and then there's a G, I have to remember that. No, no, no. All you have to remember is E flat major. And that's very easy when you start to, distinguish the colors between the keys and familiarize yourself with all the keys. Then you would look at this a little differently. You'd say, well, I have a 5th in the left hand. the E flat and the B flat. There's the chord. And the third of the chord is in the right hand. And then this is A flat major. And you don't have to know every single bloody chord in the piece. I just like to say, you can take that too far, but seeing chords is another step towards decoding the music, or how did you put it? Note recognition, recognizing the notes a little faster. So, and you do that just by gradually, studying theory. That improves the skill. Good. Someone knows Benedetto Lupo. Graham, he's really incredible. I love BWV 784, you guys. I think Einaudi is a great place for a beginner because they're so satisfying to play. Yeah, that's another thing you can sight read. Einaudi is also a wonderful composer. Déchiffrer, I love that word in French. After just about playing Clair de Lune, I can sight read so much better. This is true. Playing really complicated repertoire will also increase your sight reading ability. When you play like Prokofiev, Scriabin, or whatever it is that's kind of stretching your tonal expression, getting outside the, classical stuff that's much easier to sight read, that does help a lot. So